So beautiful. So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.
Nehemiah 4:14. After I looked things over, I stood up and said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people, don't be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome, and fight for your families, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your homes. And we'll pray. Father, we thank you. We thank you for just absolutely everything. We thank you for our homes. We thank you for our families. We thank you for your protection. We thank you that if you are for us, who can be against us? We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm Lead Tracker E, and this is Jerry Williams, also known as Lead Horse Choctaw. We have 4 Facebook group pages. The Oklahoma Missing and Murdered Woman, WOMBMAN and Sons Center and Database. The Choctaw Missing and the Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch, Antlers and Surrounding Areas, the Predator Bigfoot, and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, and the Lead Tracker E page also. We also have the Lead Tracker E channel, and if you would, like and sub that channel also, set your notifications. We have things on that channel that go with this one. They're meant to accompany each other and will always give us a backup channel should something happen to this one.
Also, the book, Predator Bigfoot, The Spiritual Warrior's Path. You can get that from us. It's $25 plus $5 shipping and handling. We also have the Oklahoma Bigfoot Predator Watch DVD, the Bigfoot DVD. And right now we're having a sale. And it's a 2-for-1 sale basically, but you actually get a free book for the price of the DVD. Plus, you don't have to pay shipping and handling. We take that out of the $55. So that's even a better deal. So it's just to help more people get the information that's needed. We also have not only the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, but we do have the new Spanish version, Grande, el Depredador y el Sendero del Guerrero y Espiritual. It's a new Spanish version to the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, and it's very important. That's when we had friends, CT and Jose and Tanya, translate the Predator Bigfoot book so we can reach more people and help more people with this serious matter, of course. Also,
we have the Tracking Miracles and Encounters section on the Lead Tracker E channel, and that's just so that we can glorify God with the stories of how he protects us as trackers with his divine orchestration and divine intervention at times.
Oh yeah, and we need it.
Yeah,
a lot of times. We're very thankful. We always pray before we go out, or thankful that our friends make it home safe after a track. But we're always praying for even our trackers and some of the viewers out there and people who need prayer.
And we thank you for your prayers.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We have the Standing Feather Stories. That's also on the Lead Tracker E channel. Both of these have playlists, so go over there and check those out. The Standing Feather Stories are Lead Horse Choctaw's history, basically, and it's the stories behind the news that you didn't get from in the front. He was the last man standing at Standing Rock, and the last man standing at Standing Rock, and he was illegally arrested during that time, for being a protector of the water and the earth.
We got some interesting stories that are coming up, a lot of them about sacrifice. So that's what we do. Sometimes we put our pains aside to make sure that other people are safe, and we've done that multiple times, and we appreciate all the people who's helped us during those times as well. If you would like to become a Patreon member, it's in the description below. Also, we have Cash App or PayPal, and it goes to fuel and food and supplies that we need to accomplish some of the missions that we need to take care of. If you've been with the channel for a while, you understand what those funds go to, and sometimes we get down to the very penny with just even getting home. So we do appreciate your support, and everything is appreciated. Also, this is a tracker channel. It's not an entertainment channel. We have moderators here who will eliminate distractions or people who are coming to the chat room just to distract. But we appreciate everyone. We're saying hello to each other. We love that. Everybody greeting each other. But we need to get to the lesson or the interview or the guest. So let's try to keep that chat to a minimum, because our moderators, they're ready to make sure there's no disturbances here, and we appreciate that. We do get to the comments right after this. Sometimes in the middle of a stream, if you have questions for the guest or the interview or the topic, but if you can, save your questions to the end and related to the topic. So I think that's all for tonight.
So just jot those questions.
I mean, as far as
announcement. So just jot those questions down and then put them in all caps at the end, so that we make sure not to miss anything.
And most of the time, we're not reading the chat. We're just focused on what we're doing. So when we go back through, even if you put a question up there, one of our moderators will ask you to retype it at the end, or when it's time to answer the question or get to the questions. We don't want anybody offended, but that's just the way we work here. It's very efficient that way, and there's no distractions. So
can everyone hear us fine?
Yeah.
And see us fine?
And we're going to get to the comments right now. So if you can hear us fine, let us know. We're going to start with the comments and see who's all here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Tracker channel. Tracker Lorna, she's first again. Look at that. Lorna's like, nobody's beating her. War Chief is right on those heels, though. Oh, Mariella Busto, she's pulling third. She's like, I'm there too. So, and Pamela Smith.
Hey, Pamela, how you doing?
Kelly, Child of the Most High.
Kelly's back again.
Everybody's come storming in the windows. Window doors, everybody.
Everybody's ready.
Tracker J is in the hizzy.
Hey, Tracker J.
All right.
Brother.
I know it's
Hey, Tracker J.
I'm trying to talk that young language.
And H.
And H.
The young
Then Nico. Nico.
Oh, yeah, Nico too.
And Jackson. And we're so happy.
Hey, Ann.
And she's a strong spiritual
Feisty
warrior.
We love it.
We love it. There's our man Graybeard right there.
Hey, Graybeard.
All right. And saying hello to everybody. Lyrical Jazzy, she is doing her job. Look at her. PayPal link. Thank you. Cash App also.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Lyrical Jazzy.
The YouTube takes 30%. So if you don't want that 30% taken out,
Cash App or
Cash
PayPal.
App or Patreon.
Yeah, or become Patreon.
So thank you, Jazzy, for putting that in there. Tracker J.
Tracker J is also putting the website. Link for the prayers for Bigfoot.
She is on it.
Deterrence. She is. She's always doing something. Tracker J. Everybody saying thank you. Great beard, everybody. Lyrical Jazzy has also got her morning star ready.
My eyes are still burning. I really did cut onions a little while ago. My eyes are still burning.
I feel them too. What she said, his tomahawk is ready.
Good.
And Tracker Lorna also has a staff.
Pointy staff.
Pointy staff is what she carries. And Jackson says we're coming in loud and clear, so that's
Oh,
wonderful.
good.
Lyrical Jazzy saying, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please do. That makes a big difference, and it's a free way to support the channel.
All right. So tonight this is a stream that we want everyone to hear, especially people of the Choctaw Nation, because this is the surrounding area. Everyone knows Antlers has a lot of predator Bigfoots, Finley, Atoka, Clayton, the whole District 7, Wright City, and we're going to be talking about Wright City tonight. It is. Oh, Jody is here.
Hey, Jody.
Jody says she's a little late, but hello to everyone.
Glad you're here.
All right. The people who are from the Choctaw Nation, especially District 7, know that as we were growing up, we were told stories. And we're going to be talking about that tonight with our guest. And this is someone I've known for a very long time, and we'll get to that also. And share a couple of stories. But there are some serious things going on. And if you watched that video, actually, yeah, if you've watched the video, let me put this little this picture up real fast, just so you get an idea of what's going on in Wright City. Now, if you've been with the channel for a while, you understand what this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pull down. This is a blind for the predators, and I'm sitting right in it, and I'm not trying to hide. I'm just sitting in it. It's daytime, but still, if I was trying to hide, I would be a little deeper, maybe in the shadows, and you still wouldn't see me.
And this is broad daylight.
And this is what's going on right now in Wright City, Oklahoma. Broken Bow. We just did one stream on Broken Bow. Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to have one in Smithville.
Mm-hmm.
And the day after that on Sunday, we're going to have one, which is just 8 miles from here. Actually, it's shorter than that if you go over the mountain. Actually, no, I mean, not 8 miles. It's 8 miles from Antlers, but from here it's about 30 miles something, or 20-something miles. But if you go over the mountain, it's probably 10 miles. I mean, it's just right over the mountain. So these areas are connected. The gentleman that we're going to be talking with tonight has been in these areas all his life. His family has been in here all his life. Our family knows his family knows ours, and hopefully some of the Choctaws are in here tonight or listening or will view this. And you all know the Wesley family. We're the Williams family. You got the Greenwoods, Taylors, Billy, Bakers. All these families run together. The Gibson, the Choates. All these families are from here. We all grew up together. So also we know that we can trust each other, and that when we were called, we already knew they was going to be having problems in that area, because it's a problem everywhere in Oklahoma right now. There's no, I would say, authoritative figures taking this serious. We've asked sometimes to get lighting around the homes, which has never happened. I mean, the people in those authoritative figures don't take this serious, and they haven't put lighting up where the children play. And we're going to be talking about this also tonight, because these places that we're going to be discussing has a lot of children. And we heard a lot of children just being there in the neighborhood. There's some people there that don't believe these things are existing, or
don't want to admit it.
Or don't want to admit it. They're in the area. But it is something to be there with someone who's asking for a little assistance, a little confirmation, just to be able to say, yeah, we have predator Bigfoots here. But then you got some people in that same area, even in this same area, that will scoff or mock or laugh, don't take it serious. And they're even in more danger because they're still going to be walking around at night and doing things that we say don't do. So we can only help the people that listen and want or need assistance. I hate to say it, but the other people are going to find out on their own.
Well, the trouble is, people are in danger. People are trying to protect their children. So it's not like they're laughing and joking about a sports team, laughing and joking about fashion. They're laughing and joking about a serious situation. If someone told you that there was a cannibal or a human stalker down the road or a rapist down the road, would you not pay attention? These things do all three. So the people that are scoffing are keeping other people from paying attention. They're keeping other people from learning. And I used to have a lot more patience with it. I have zero now because time grows short. These things are literally in the cities and
backyards.
Yeah, it was. It honestly was hard for me not to lose my temper. When someone's truly trying to get help for their family and somebody's there discouraging, dismissing, interrupting, and I don't care what the excuse is. To me, there is no excuse for that. If you don't know, at least just be quiet.
Yeah.
At least you stay out of it because the stakes are too high. It's not like, it's not a little thing. We're talking about things that eat people, eat pets, attack, come on.
Yeah. So that's also why we had to have the quick live stream to do a voiceover because there was foul language and things like that. When there was some things that the gentleman who's going to share tonight was talking about that I couldn't even hear because I had the other one in my ear talking about other things.
And they may be a great person in other circumstances, but in this circumstance, they were not being a great person because their mama, their relatives, they themselves live right there and are in danger too and are keeping other people from realizing it. So we hope that they will see this and pull it together and pay attention. Everybody around you is not lying. When everybody around you is telling you what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what they know, what their parents and their grandparents have taught them, listen.
And as warriors, that's our duty.
Yes, that's the verse tonight.
To protect the people, that's our job, is to go out into these areas and push them out. If we got to, go out in the night to push them out. We got to be ready for all this stuff.
This is also why we have zero patience with trolls that come into the channel.
Yeah. Because
they're pulling away from the information and they are part of the problem.
And this is a very serious matter. There's families that know about the scoffers and the mockers who they'll tell us, just don't tell anybody about this area, because we don't want people coming through here and causing problems for them and, mocking them and stuff like that. So we go there, nonchalantly and not quietly, but we don't share a lot of the information, but we do go to the families' homes. We talk with them. We do scouting, tracking, help them in different situations.
And there's people that won't tell their story because of the ignorant people around them and their own families, their own friends. You don't do people that way.
But when they do find out for themselves, when they do see it,
it's too late.
Then they want help. Then they want to.
Yeah.
But then by then, like me, I've lost friendships, which there's a guy who mocked and laughed. So I said, that's it. I'm not, we're no longer friends. I was telling him exactly what was there. Now people are saying that he's crazy because he's saying he's seeing these things in the same area that I said that's where they're at. But that friendships went out the door. And I know people have said, maybe you can make up and, all this, but you can. If that happens to you, you see it and you do it. Me, I ain't got time for that.
We don't have to tolerate the disrespect. We work too hard to get the information out. And we know that that person that he's talking about has since asked for information on the book. They want the book now.
Yeah, and I believe they purchased the
He
book.
could have been years ahead of the game
And he would have
and
had
avoided things that happened.
and he would have had other professional trackers come in to help him.
Mm-hmm.
But that boat's gone. It's not coming back. I haven't talked to him since. I don't want to talk to him. People who mock and scoff and laugh whenever we're trying to help them, help their families, they have children. But if that's all they're going to do, we just really don't want to be around those people.
Yeah.
There's too many people who do need help.
Begging for help.
Too many people who have children and families.
I would say the same goes for people that we literally go to their places and help them push back blinds and do things like that, and then they undo or don't keep up with or don't take seriously. They follow part of the instructions and then make a joke out of the rest, or are condescending about the rest, and we don't have time for that either. There's too many people that legitimately need help and will follow through all the way. That's why we wrote the book, so that because we can't be everywhere, we're simply not. It's impossible. So we want all of you to learn exactly what to look for and exactly how to deter these things and at least get them away from your property. At most, you can get your neighbors involved and they'll listen too,
and that's what we need. We need more people. We need more warriors out there cleaning this up. Too many people aren't warriors. They'd rather go, on the weekend go do other things instead of, every day.
You gotta secure your area.
Clean areas up, help your friends clean their areas up, get those blinds out of the way. It's not hard to do, and if you've been with the channel, you understand and you see we do it.
Churches that do mission trips and they spend thousands of dollars to go off somewhere to do it, they should be going around in their own roadside parks, neighborhoods, elderly homes, anyone that needs help, to disable people's homes, anyone that legitimately needs help. And if they're able to work, let them work with you and help too. And clean these areas up, secure your areas first. It's just common sense.
It is. Even reservations. There shouldn't be any predator, Bigfoots, or predators on a reservation. Everyone should be working together. But the leadership will divide you up instead of pull everybody together. They can control more people that way. So see what's going on. And if you're a voter, don't be voting for something. If they're not there cleaning this area up, training people, that's not the people you want. So just be, or the chief, those kind of people. If they're more for themselves, think about that. We've got families here.
They need to be aware of every danger around, not just what's out across the world, what's right here, right now. Honestly, don't expect help from the authorities.
No.
If they do, lovely. Mostly they're going to come out, write something in a report. You'll never hear a thing. It's a neighbor helping neighbor. It's going to make the biggest impact.
Yeah. So that's why we got to do it. So tonight we're going to welcome our friend, a longtime friend. He may want to say his name or not. That's totally up to him. But we're going to have a conversation. We want you here to listen to this, because if you're in the Oklahoma area, if you're in District 7 area, this is where this is going. In the Antlers area, if we've been to your house, you know that we believe you because we've tracked there. We found everything that we're looking for. So tonight we got a young man that's coming in. He's going to share some information with us about what's going on in his area that other people don't know about. And he's concerned for his children and the community. So let's give him the respect. Let's listen to him. I'm gonna say hello to him, and he's got the floor. But we'll kind of guide him, and we may have a engaged conversation with a few things because we have been friends for a long time. So this is not just someone calling in that we've never met before. This is someone that's grown up with. let's welcome. Let me go ahead and get this.
Very good person.
I wanna. Can you hear us? Let me try it now. Can you hear us? Okay. Let me.
Carlito.
Let's ask the people viewing if the sound is good enough for them. Let me check. What is it? Can you give us a few words like a test, or?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, can someone give us a heads up if you can hear our caller, our friend? Yeah, we can hear you real good. We're trying to see if the people
In the chat, someone give us a thumbs up if you can hear.
thumbs up. Give us just a second. It's usually says it sounds low. Let me see if I can get this a little higher. And low volume on the voice.
Okay. This one.
Maybe I got something blocked or something. Okay, try it again.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Can everybody hear a little better, or how's that?
I see that one that still can't hear me.
Okay.
We angled it a certain way yesterday.
Let's
And
try
the
that.
other guy said it's much better.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm
Great.
sorry. I had the volume down.
Much better.
Okay. All right. So,
That's kind of old age.
yeah, it's those old phones too. It's nothing new.
Yeah. I got one of those old phones myself.
I'm so glad that we can hear right now. Let's start off with how long we've kind of known each other, and do you have any stories about anything going on at the church camps that or maybe what our grandparents may have said?
Well, I've known you since well over 20 years anyway. Might even be here at more than 30.
We're trying not to show our age here. So. We're still young though. We're still young.
Yeah, young at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I was still in my teenage years, man, we used to go up around Clayton for church coming from Wright City, and that this one particular night, it was a Sunday, and we were headed back home, and this guy for a long time. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody's trying to call me right now.
Yeah, we get that sometimes too.
And we were coming back home, and there was like about 5 of us, plus the driver and my dad. And the driver and my dad were sitting in the front. And as soon as we get to the highway to make a turn to go to Anders, the driver spotted something, something big and tall. They said it had to be over 8 foot tall. He described it as being hair, covered with hair, And he asked my dad if he'd seen it too. And my dad said, "Yeah, I've seen it." And for a while, they got quiet, and they didn't say nothing to each other until we got home. Then they began to talk about it, and that's how I heard that story. And that was, I guess, my first kind. What I didn't see it, but they did, and I believe them because my dad, he didn't really or ever tell us a lie.
Mm.
And I guess that was my first encounter. And then second encounter happened with my sister here in Wright City. It was around midnight, and she got a call from her husband to pick him up over there in Broken Bow. And so she loaded up her car and took my nephew with me and with her, and he was only like 3 years old. And as they were coming on the last street here in Wright City, which is 9th Street, and they turned towards the highway to get onto the highway. There's a green box area on that street. And she said, that's what she had told us, that she came across one that was pretty big in size and was covered with hair. And she came home and told my dad about it, which was a bad idea because he got mad at her husband.
That was also in Rat City, right?
Yeah, that was in Wright City, on the last street here in Wright City.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then there's nights that me and a friend of mine would get together and sit on the porch and talk about different things, mostly what's going on in our life and stuff. Across the road from where I stay, a neighbor lives in a trailer house. And, we heard which sounded like small trees or branches being broken. We didn't really want to go investigate, so we just sat there and listened. And then it happened twice. Two big breaks, and no rain, no wind, or nothing. It just the branches were being snapped. And then we began to hear tree knocks back there. And this is in town here in Wright City. And last Thursday night, we were sitting out there again talking and stuff, and I seen it first, and it was to the right of me, which would be on the north side of my house, on the road. I seen this tall, massive body, and you could see the fur, waving in the breeze because he's kind of moving at this rate of speed, and the street light was reflecting off of his fur, and that's how you could see his fur moving. And my friend, he's seen it, and once I told him, I said, "What is that?" And he looks and he says, "Wow, it's got to be over 8 foot tall, And he went down. There's a bridge not far from where we stay, and it was dark. And once it got past the street light, we lost vision of where it went.
We're here. We're listening.
There was another incident that happened in the back of my yard. We were back there, and we were going to watch some movies on our outdoor screen, screen, and we were getting everything put together and had a fire going, and we heard a growling sound not heard it a couple times, and it wasn't coming from like on the ground. It was coming from higher up, you know. And it kind of spooked both of us, you know, because it sounded like a dog or nothing. It was more deeper in the voice.
I remember you sent a photo in, or asked me to look at a photo about that tree in the backyard. Is that around there?
No, really, like on that big tree right there. That's in the middle of my backyard. But this was coming like on a boundary line, like a tree line, boundary line between my yard and the neighbor's yard.
The neighbor to the left or the right?
It was the neighbor to the left.
Okay.
It had some thick vegetation through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was real thick. And so I got my friend to come back there, and he's been working on my backyard, clearing everything out. So I don't want him or whatever it was hiding in my backyard. Because I've got kids here, and I'm looking out to protect them any way I can.
Yeah. And tell us about the swimming pool.
The swimming pool, this was last summer, and my kids, you know, they kind of got late in the evening, and told them to come in, but you know, kids being hard headed and for summer break, and they were all back to swimming. And my son, he hears like something's walking around in the alleyway behind our house. He said it's breaking branches back there. And I guess the others hear it, and they kind of get spooked, and they come running into the house. And on another incident, their mom was out there swimming with them, and she seen like a tall shadow figure right beside our house, which whenever she looked up at it, it would back up, so, you know, kind of from her. And it did it several times before she decided to get the kids out and bring them back into the house too.
There's a lot of activity happening, huh? There's a lot of activity happening.
I don't know. I guess maybe the kids playing is what maybe attracted them to my area.
And there,
my kids can get pretty loud.
the corner of the house, to describe for people, the corner it was peeking around, the pool is just several feet, it's less than 10 feet for sure, maybe about 7 feet away from that corner of the house.
Yeah.
And it was literally up against the wall, peeking around the corner.
It was pretty, let's see, I'm not sure exactly how tall our house is, but it was almost to the top of it, from how she described it.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to have a spook, like a little haunted trail in our backyard last October. And we ain't doing it this year, but last year when we had a friend of mine, the one that me and him seen the I guess Bigfoot figure walking down the road. Me and him, we were in the backyard, and he was hiding in the area, and he said he heard something start to call his name. He asked me if it was me, and I said no. And he asked some of the others if they were calling him, and they said no, it wasn't any of them either, you know. And he was I have a shed in my backyard, and he was up against the shed in the front, and he said he heard something like being on top of the shed. He wasn't sure what that was. Then he came and asked me if I was hearing anything. And at the time I didn't hear anything. But after he said that, began to hear sound like little kids were behind me, but I know there was a behind me because it was just me and my neighbor's fence, chain link fence to the right of me, and it was coming from there. That I don't know nobody was back there. That gave me chills on my stand up and stuff like that.
And then there were children's voices that you heard that were not the children around you.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at right there. There was no kids back there in that area. In that area, it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
So we're just listening. So just go ahead and keep telling us all the things that are happening.
Let's see what else.
I know you had some things on your house.
Yeah. Here lately, I could hear like something's running on top of my roof of the house. I'm not sure what it is because it's nighttime, and back then when everything was all crowed up, looked like a jungle back there. I kind of spooked me. I didn't, man. Going into my own backyard at night. I've got what do you call those motion lights back here around my house on the roof area, and even with those lights, I still get spooked back there. I used to like to around on the side of my house. Man, now it's real dark over there. The motion light on that one doesn't really work too good, so I'm gonna have to get that replaced. I've got some motion lights ordered and some solar cameras ordered to put in the backyard.
Good.
And I've recently bought me a spotlight, so I guess that kind of takes some of the fear out of me when I go to the backyard. I carry that with me.
We're still glad you're not going out there at night.
Oh man, yeah, it's like somebody's out there watching you, whenever you go back there. And that part that creeps me out. Once I go back there, I gotta hurry up, do what I'm gonna do, and get back to the front.
I remember we was at your house and I was looking just off your front porch. I was looking to the right and I was saying that'd be, I mean, you could see like an area where something could have been sitting there or had been sitting there. Can you tell us about how the child come out and kind of pinpointed that area?
Yeah, my three-year-old daughter was sitting out there. She came out there one night and was talking to my friend. And all of a sudden, she turns around and starts pointing over there towards the tree line, and which you told me would have been a good spot for something to hide in. And that's the area that she was pointing at. And she said, she called her friend. But I don't know, whenever she's out there playing, maybe it's calling her. I don't know. But that's what she was pointing at. And she started to go. She was fixing to walk towards that area, and it's dark. It's nighttime. And she had no fear of going that way. But he stopped her, and he made her go back into the house. And it was a night that my friend, that same area, he seen some that whatever. And he told me, he said, watch, he said, just keep watching. He said, you'll see it. And I did see the same thing he saw. There was eyes, watching us.
Was that house abandoned then, or there was nobody living in it at that time, or is that since that person moved in?
No,
Recently new.
They've been there all the time. But whenever you look around and scout around, they were gone off to work in Dallas for a month, and they just came back recently. So they've been lit up too since they came back.
Do you know if they had any problems or?
No, I haven't got to talk to them yet. I kind of give them their little space, since they've been off working, and I figured they was trying to catch up on some rest and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything from any of the other neighbors?
Let's see. No, not really. I haven't heard anything from anybody. The neighbor to the right of me, she had just moved into that house next door. We were sitting out there on that side of the house area, which would be the south side, and it was after midnight. We were sitting there, and there's a street light behind that house. He swore he saw something, tall, maybe 7, 8 foot tall. And he said it just was standing there looking at us. And he said when he tried to get a clear look at it, he said it would get behind that bush. This is the bush that y'all seen where the branches were bent over. Right there. That's where it was jumping back and forth, I guess. Well, not really jumping, but moving back and forth from being seen.
Your little girl that said that it was her friend.
Yeah.
Do you know if she's hearing any kind of mind speak?
No, I'm not sure on that one.
Okay.
Now, in that same area, is that where the dogs come flying through?
No, well, this is on the north side of the house.
I meant where your daughter was looking.
Oh yeah, yes.
Can you tell us about that also?
We have to be sitting out there talking and stuff again. We just heard like two dogs crying, you know how they make noise, whimpering sounds, and they come running through there like something had scared them real good. Both, they were both pretty good sized dogs. One of them was like a German Shepherd, and the other one's just a bit smaller, and they come flying through there, going through the neighbor's yard, across the road, and I don't even know where they stopped. They were going so fast. So whatever they seen spooked them real good.
Are these strays?
Yeah, those were strays.
Have you seen them since?
Yeah, I probably seen them last night when I was outside.
Good. At least
that one, the bigger one, like his leg was hurt. He was kind of lifted. So.
How's the stray population there?
Oh man, there used to be a lot of cats, a lot of stray cats, and now it's kind of slim way down. You don't hardly see too many cats in the area anymore. And the dogs, there used to be a lot more than just them two, and you don't hardly see those either. I guess those might be the last two strays running around. I haven't seen them anymore.
Will you tell us about hearing the kids playing over in that field, that area?
Oh, they have over there at the church. There's this empty field that the kids go play volleyball, football, softball, kickball, whatever. They're all over there at that church, and there's a lot of kids after school. They go over there. And when we went on tour over there, there was a lot of pull down and stuff, blinds, made blind and stuff out there. And that's not far from where the kids play.
You remember that tree and how it was bent through the other trees?
Yeah, that was like she had told me. That's not natural, It was something that had that branch almost all the way around that tree.
It was not a tiny branch.
I don't know. It wasn't a tiny branch. It was a pretty good sized branch. And to see it wrapped like that, something had to be pretty strong to do that.
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that one area? So if you're sitting on your front porch, it would be on the left side. That vacant lot, or that the rundown house with. There's nothing going on there, but there's all kinds of pull downs.
Other side of the ravine.
Oh yeah. That's let me see. That's just right behind my neighbor's house and the creek, the dry creek bed, and then the empty house. That's the one you're talking about. I don't usually go that way too much.
Okay.
It's really dark in that area at night.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
I try to avoid them dark areas like that.
Good.
Mm-hmm. But if you get a chance and you drive over that way, take a look at it, and it's a lot worse than that other one with the where the tree was bent around the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the tree you heard the tree break and the wood knocks. That direction?
Yeah, right behind it, right behind that abandoned house and my neighbor's house, right there in that creek bed area.
Yeah.
I remember you were telling us. Go ahead.
Right, go ahead.
I remember you were telling us a story about some woman making the kids go in from playing hide and seek. Can you tell us about that one?
Man, I had to be around 10 years old at that time. My cousin, he's the one that had told me this story, that he was over there playing, and it's over there by the park here in Wright City, and on that tree line, they were playing go seek out there. It's nighttime as usual, She lives kind of more up on the hill, and she could see the kids playing, and she said she could see something standing in that tree line, just watching the kids. Some big, massive creature, I guess. And so once she saw it, she hurried up and told the kids, "Y'all need to go in the house. Y'all need to go in the house." And then the next day is when they had told my cousin what she had seen and everything. And I guess it could have been, described as a Bigfoot, because that's not too far from there is where my sister had seen it across the road in front of her, headed towards that direction to where the kids were playing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe the one that you've seen, height, weight,
length of arms,
just all the description you can get of the walk, everything, if you could.
It was, that, how that walk on that one Bigfoot video they show all the time, Bob. Yeah, Patterson. It's similar walk to that. It was going down towards that road. the stride was pretty wide too, you know. And it didn't last too long. It was just for like a few seconds. It just disappeared into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a massive, looked like two huge guys put together. And I thought it was around 8 foot. My friend said it looked like 9 foot, you know, but the shadowed street lights could have been, you know, smaller. I don't know. But it just went. It didn't go super fast, but you know, like on a leisurely stroll, I guess. But you could see the fur wave and as it moved, the light reflecting off of its the hairs.
And the arms?
And the arms, look, the arms, they were pretty long too, you know. His arm was hanging down from his shoulder, almost close to his knees, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about the community? I mean, is there, I know it's a Choctaw community, but are there kids in the community, elders? You know, what kind of, for the people who are listening, just kind of give them like a description of everyday things that happen, what time people get up, go to sleep, pretty much.
People walking?
If they walk, yeah.
Usually whenever they walk around here, it'll be like in the daytime, in the morning times. And there's hardly not anybody that walks at night anymore around here. Back whenever I was growing up, we used to walk around town all the time. You know? And it's like a kind of almost like a mixture of young and the old. You know, the older people go to sleep early, and the kids try to hang out. You know, but they're not walking the streets, but they try to hang out at each other's houses. Which I always told my kids, you ain't got to be out at night. You don't need to be out at night, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather y'all be in the house. To me, it seemed like these streets have always been spooky, creepy, you know, growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you would always have somebody watching you while you're walking around.
Are there certain areas that just give you the, you know, well, like that dark place that you won't walk down? Are there more places like that around that you just have that feeling?
Yeah. There's several other streets that give you that vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Tonight, come down the street and take a detour and go down another street, something like that.
How close are the houses together?
Let's see. I think about 20 yards away, I guess, maybe. Maybe a little more.
I'm sure there's other people in that community that having some of the same things going on. They're just
Not saying.
Yeah, not saying. It is kind of hard for, you know, even whenever we were first starting to, you know, let people know about things, you know, we got ridiculed and laughed at, and, you know, you don't believe that, you know, that whole kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you read
There
it?
was an incident my son told me, and this happened at the east of Wright City. There's this. Well, let me see if I can describe it as best I can. The east, outside of town of Wright City. You know where the old warehouse train tracks and all that go down.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nighttime. They riding around, and they went out there to that train track, and they was parked, and sitting there seeing what they could hear or listening and stuff like that. He described this thing. I guess it was squatted down, and had red eyes, and it was kind of level to them. And then he said, all of a sudden, it stood up. And when it stood up, it got taller. He didn't say exactly how tall it was, but he said they followed them eyes until it stopped, and it was say about 9 foot, 8 foot at the most, or at least. And he said, "Oh no!" He said, "Let's go." And they got in this car, and they took off and came back into town. But that was on the east side of town. On the west side of town, I had a couple of friends that were out there in the woods. They live out in this country area, and they were out there sitting there talking, and they could. They describe the sound like you hear on some of the Bigfoot shows, where it makes that howling noise.
Mm-hmm.
So they heard that out there, and that was not too far from their property, from their house in that wooded area.
Mm-hmm.
And further on down, the further you go on down that road, one of my high school buddies, his dad lived out there. This was out in the country. He had a neighbor that wasn't too far from his house, and he had been out there, in the yard early in the morning looking around, and he come across a footprint that had to be, like almost 2 shoes of 2 regular 10 size feet. Shoe size that was together that would fit inside that footprint. So he went to go tell a neighbor, and he's kind of like an old person, so he kind of had to take his time to get over there. And the neighbor invited him in the house, and then they talked, and he said, "I need to show you something." So they came out and walked back to his place. And by the time they got back to his place, somebody drove to his house and ran over the footprint. So he didn't really get any pictures or nothing, but that's what he had described. And he was a church going person, so I'm not sure. I'm sure he didn't just make that up.
And go get his neighbor for it. Yeah.
Yeah, just to have it like a witness.
Yeah.
Now you'll recognize. I'm just going to say the initials. ST. I think he has some land out there, and he says that he has some, right?
Yeah.
Can you kind of does he have you talked to him about, or could you share any information about what he's heard or seen?
Yes, that's where I got that story from.
Oh, okay.
ST.
Yeah, because we've been hearing also from other people that he's got them out there.
Yeah, he told me that they would sit on the porch, him, his grandma, his grandma, his dad, and his mom. They would sit on the porch at night, and they could hear a lot of howls coming from a few different directions. I guess more like they were communicating or something.
And how do they kind of look at it, or?
I'm not sure if they knew what it was, but nowadays, I'm sure that's what they have been hearing. The guy that porch with, my friend. Him and another friend of his, they were out riding around and on the back roads of Wright City. I'm not sure if you know where the Slater Cemetery is.
No, I don't.
That's north of Wright City. Just it's not even a mile from town.
But close to the church out there.
No, it's going in a different direction from the church.
Okay.
And the cemetery, you go past the cemetery and you'll come to an intersection and you take a left. And they were down the road on the bridge, and he had described as hearing something like breaking branches coming through the woods, something big. And he tells his friend, he says, I want to see what it is, His friend tells him, you ain't in this truck. He says, I'm leaving you. So before they could ever see anything. But he said whatever it was coming through that woods at a high rate of speed. And the branches were just snapping. I don't know if it probably was breaking on and stepping on and everything. It had to be something massive.
That'd be just like me. If I said it's time to go, it's time to go. You want to stay? But these are stories. I mean encounters. I'm gonna say encounters, not stories. But it's in different locations.
Yeah, a lot of the locations here around Wright City.
And in Wright City.
Yeah.
That's the same way it is. Go ahead.
A classmate of mine, he lives, let's see, like when you're coming from Antlers, you know where the Choctaw Nation Head Start, the community center is?
Yeah.
That road there that goes towards Antlers, or it'll take you towards Antlers. He lives out that way. He said there was a lot of commotion on his back porch one night. It sounded like something was throwing something around. Two old washing machines on the porch. And the next day, he said he found both of them thrown out in the yard, something just hurled them out there. And then he said he heard it, he like a dog fight or something. He says it sounded like a dog fight, but he said when he come out to look for his dog, he couldn't find his dog, so he wandered around in the woods looking for the dog, and he came across it, and the dog had been ripped in half. And that was his story, He wasn't sure how that happened or what, he said. And the other dog that was out there along with that one, he come up banged up and bruised or bitten and stuff like that. So whatever they got to fight with, it was pretty strong.
Yeah.
I imagine that dog, the one that made it back, stays around the house or doesn't even want to go outside.
Important to think.
Yeah. It knows it's out there.
Yeah.
And the dog had to have seen the other one get ripped in half.
Yeah. He when he came back to school, he said, I don't know what happened, but my dog was torn in half, man. I guess he was pretty much attached to that dog pretty good, and he, kind of brought tears to his eyes.
Did your grandparents talk about these things at all?
No, not really. I didn't really hear any stories from them. I might have remembered one story that this guy told my dad whenever he went fishing. And whenever he got down there, he didn't see it at first, but I guess because it was in the water. And then whenever the closer he got, that it came standing out of the water, and it rose up out of the water, and it scared him. And he went back to his car and came back home and told his wife. And then he seen my dad, and he was telling my dad what he had seen. And he said it was soaking wet, and the fur on it was wet fur. Had a smell to it. And that was that was the first story I'd heard, and I had to be around 6 or 7, maybe 8 at the time.
Do you happen to know if it was daytime or nighttime?
It was daytime whenever I seen it. Or like evening, maybe evening time.
Yeah. The eyes that you saw off the end of the house there, what color were they? The eye shine?
It was kind of like a yellowish looking, yellow looking, I think. Yellow greenish or something.
Okay, and the ones that were in the tree in the middle of the backyard, do you remember what color they were?
Is that the one I took the pictures of?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like similar in the color,
Okay.
I remember the photo, but I couldn't remember how many we were looking at kind of up in that tree.
Yeah, I still ain't look back through the pictures again. I haven't come across it yet. I've got so many on my phone,
Yeah.
So whenever I come across it again, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah. So you're almost done with cleaning that backyard up, huh?
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of what that looks like when I get done with it.
Okay.
Sure glad to see that.
Yeah, you're an inspiration in that area.
Yeah, I'm planning on talking to the mayor about getting that creek bed that's behind my neighbor's house, trying to get that cleared out.
Good.
So, yeah, me and the mayor, we kind of go way back from playing baseball days, So,
Oh, good.
Good.
hopefully you'll listen to me.
Great to hear. And that one big pile that's just stacked up there by the tree breaks over by that Family Life Center.
Yeah.
They need to get that out of there.
I'll see if they can burn that, It's
Yeah.
just, it's woods anyway,
Yeah,
They should be able to burn it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's way too thick. Way too thick there.
If you'll just go
It
see
is,
those
it is.
twists around that tree, he won't be able to explain that any other kind of way.
Yeah, I need to show him that too.
Mm-hmm.
Wind can't do that. A storm is not going to do that.
No. And really,
My friend, go ahead.
even that lot with the empty house,
Yeah.
someone said that those people are well off that own that, so they can afford to have that cleaned up. That's a danger area right there. If there's any homeless around that town, they'll try to go up in places like that, and they're putting themselves in danger in that spot.
My friend came over last night. We'd been sitting on the porch for a little while, and I didn't see anything. But he looked in that direction again where we seen the Bigfoot image, or what looks like to be Bigfoot. Anyway, where y'all came out through that hole whenever y'all was in that creek bed, and y'all came back out.
Mm-hmm.
there looks like a whole area right there, like something goes through there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He seen something just stand up right there, and by the time I looked, it was already gone.
Yeah.
And that happened last night.
Yeah, we seen some prints back there and some kids' toys and things like that.
Yeah. Softball down in there.
Yeah, something came out of that last night. He seen it, and oh man, what is that? You know, and, by the time I looked, it had done gone, and to me, it looked like it was the same thing we seen that couple last Thursday.
Yeah.
And all these things are recent that's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
They're way too comfortable there. It's infested.
Yep.
Have you had
That's
a
why
chance to read any of the book? We know you just
my son came over, and I was telling him about this, and he wanted to read your book, so I let him take it with him, and I said,
Okay,
"Send
good.
it then, bring it back so I can read it." You know.
Good.
Good. We're glad he's reading it.
Yeah. So he took it with him, and
Good.
Whenever we can get a chance, we want to come back there and look around some more and take a drive with you.
Yeah.
And look at some of these other places, food areas, dumpsters. And even when we were leaving up by the park, there's a big tree break. And then going to the Easy Mart off to the right, there were some big pull downs before the railroad tracks and all that.
yeah, back off in that area, further towards in the wooded area back there. That's where the two gas or the cow, and further you go back into the woods, that's where the down that road. That's where the my classmate his dog lived in half.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of sign all over that place.
Yeah.
And you're right in the middle.
I can show you those places, you know.
Yeah.
Good.
Where my friend and his friend was parked on that bridge, and that big whatever it was coming through the woods, you know, snapping branches. I'll show you that place too.
Okay.
And where the old Indian guy seen the footprint and went to tell his neighbor.
Uh-huh. And where
I'll
your
take y'all
son
there.
by the railroad track?
Yeah, and I'll take you where my son went to that railroad track and back over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they are too comfortable here in Wright City.
They sure are.
Yeah, they're right in, a half a block from you.
There was no reason that one had to go under the street light. They don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Man, that gives you a creepy feeling when you say it like that.
Yeah. Furry, huge predator creatures just roaming around there.
But most of the people are in bed, so they're not
Yes.
seeing it.
I think it's around between 2 and 3 in the morning, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the older folks around here, they used to go to bed about 9, maybe sooner.
Yeah.
We're just a small country town, you know.
And not the only one. Jerry saw one on a motel roof in Tallahena. They're behind dumpsters in towns, and you're not the only ones, but you're doing the right thing, doing the things that you're doing, and we're very glad you got a hold of us.
Yeah, there's several other areas that need to be cleaned out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember even in the one she's talking about, Tallahena, it was on top of a rental roof. It's called Black Rooster or Rock Rooster or Black Rock, or it's a little, you know that one?
I think
Yeah, it's just right in the very center, and they didn't want us telling people, and they said it's not real, but we're showing them the prints and everything, and they're saying don't, basically you can't rent here anymore if you tell anybody and stuff like that. But we tracked it to a little shed, one of them, right behind where everybody camps and everything, and there's a place called Green Hill Monster Road. It's famous for all these cryptids and everything. They just seem to be all over the place, really.
Yeah.
Sort of becoming a hot spot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And like with Wright City, I know there's a lot of Choctaws in that area. If we can somehow, it's like they have to see it themselves, or before they, yeah.
But you being friends with the mayor will sure help if you can get him to listen. He would, what a great leader he would be if he would seriously listen to something like that and do what needed to be done. Even if he just says predators,
Yeah. Hopefully he'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get some lights put around my ex-wife's house, because she's raising my couple of my grandkids, over there.
Good.
And behind her house is a dark area. And she's not a believer, and she turned me down putting lights up around her house.
Oh no.
Even for human predators, you would think she would want them.
Yeah. So I'll try another way. I'll try to get my older son, to put them up, even though she might not like it.
Yeah.
Maybe, and if they're solar, she won't have to worry about the electricity.
Yeah. That's what I got around mine, the solar ones.
Yeah.
And I'm working on getting the solar cameras to put around on the trees and on the housetops and stuff.
Good. Have you talked to any of the other children about if they've seen anything? The little ones?
They haven't really seen anything, but they heard the branches breaking in the alleyway and stuff like that. That's what they've heard.
Okay.
Yeah, with your son at the other place, sometimes we just got to sit him down and say, son, I love you, and you got to listen to me.
Yeah.
One of our trackers, before her son and a friend went fishing, because we were talking about how they'll knock the boats over and swim underneath the water, like that one that come out of the water that you're talking about.
Yeah.
She caught her son right before and said, son, I know this, you may think your mom's crazy, but please, just listen to me this one time and please take a weapon, and it saved his life.
Because something happened that very next, when he was out there. Yeah, when it started swimming towards their boat.
Underwater.
Uh-huh. And they shot at it, and it turned around and crawled up on the bank, and then they got a good look at it.
And they kept shooting until it went off into the woods.
But they'll shake a boat, capsize a boat.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know they would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell my younger ones, right, once I started, once I that night, that Thursday night, I made it clear to my younger ones to not go out and be outside at night,
Good.
Go out, don't go out.
Yeah, and never alone.
Never alone.
Even in daytime, don't ever go out alone.
And I moved their beds from the windows too.
Good. And we're working on a book that will be just full of illustrations and written in a very simple form for people that maybe have trouble reading, or to help them remember. And it'll be good for reading to children, to teach them what to look for too. And we'll make sure that you get one when we get that printed.
Art, so the kids will see the visual.
make sure that the little ones know that they are never your friend, that they're liars, that they're not your friend.
These creatures, yeah.
Yeah, that's how my 3-year-old daughter, told my friend. He said, "That's my friend, She started walking towards it.
That's why I wondered about mind speak, because some will do mind speak with people, and
they can mimic small words, so they can say something like "my friend" or
friend good.
Friend good.
Here, kitty, kitty. Small sentences they can mimic, and you'll hear all that in the book, or read all that in the book. They may call her name. They may call her name.
They can call her name too,
because they've heard y'all calling it.
And mimic.
And they can mimic you and sound like you calling the name into the backyard. We've had that happen, and it fooled a 10-year-old, and the dad wasn't even home, and she realized it once she got around that corner. And she already even knew about all these things they're in a busy neighborhood too.
Yeah.
And it still fooled her, but she caught herself at the last second and ran in the house, and she got in trouble. Her mom had told her, don't go outside by herself and don't go towards that back area. And they're very, very cunning.
There was a few incidents. I don't know exactly where my son was thinking he heard it, but he said he a few times he's heard me call his name, and he'll come in here and ask me, he said, "Dad, what you want? You call me?" I said, "No, I didn't call you." And it probably could have been coming from outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside the window.
Yeah. So you need to warn them.
Yeah.
And then there was another incident with my younger son. He's 10 years old, and he said, "Dad, something's knocking on my window." He'll come in here and tell me. Instead of looking out, he'll come tell me,
Good.
Good.
So,
knocking on the window.
Someone's trying to get him to look out the window and maybe try to get him like that,
Yep.
Yep. They will snatch people out windows.
One of my best friend's ex-husband, when he was a little boy, while he was taking a bath, one reached in the bathroom window and tried to snatch him out of the tub. No screens on the window back then, and he was slippery, so it lost its grip. But the window was 7 feet off the ground, and that was the arm height and a long enough arm to grab him. And he ran out bare naked into the rest of the family that was there. He didn't care about being embarrassed or anything. He was just terrified. And even now, his voice was shaking. We interviewed him probably a year ago, and his voice still, he still had PTSD from that.
Wow.
It's been 50-something years.
Yeah, that's something that would haunt you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to see if I can pull up your the video that we did at your house, and so people can see what we're talking about and the area.
If it glitches, we'll also put a link in the description. Have you gotten to see it yet?
No, I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay.
It will give you a good idea what's going on in that ravine, and also at that house where the tree breaks are coming from.
Yeah, I'm also working on getting me some large dogs for my backyard.
Good.
Oh, good. They will alert you. And
Mm-hmm.
I would also have them bring them indoors at nighttime because they're just sitting ducks, especially if they're chained up.
Yeah.
And with so many dogs missing.
And they will bark at the doors, bark at the walls, and if one of them's with a child, they'll bark at that window. And these things will back off because they know that this house is protected, that someone's aware of them.
And we talked to you about the trampoline that They will lay up under the shadow of the trampolines. The trampolines catch a lot of attention from them.
Yeah, you remember the broken branch that was in the
Yes,
over there by the car?
yes.
It just it was probably about 8 foot up in the air, and all of a sudden it just snapped without any wind, any lightning or anything. You know, it just snapped.
Yeah.
And then it formed a what do you call it, blind. It formed that, you know, once it lay down on the ground, it formed a blind.
Right next to
somebody. Yeah. Until I could get somebody to come cut it up for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen?
That happened, let's see, back in the spring, I believe, of this year.
Not that long ago.
There's a long history of these things in the area. I'm even sure that when we drive around, even to the people who don't believe, they're going to have structures and blinds and pull downs and tree breaks, unless they've cut them out, you know, cut them down.
Yeah.
And we can see where they cut the limbs off and stuff, but it's also strategic where you come out of your house, front door, back door, corner of the house,
Play areas, sheds. When
you know, before all this kind of took place here in this area, I don't know if it was a premonition or what, but I had things that he was coming to this area. And that's probably over 2 years ago when I was dreaming this stuff. And that's all I left it as, was dreams, you know.
When you do get the dogs, make sure you feed them inside. You don't store your pet food outside. And also your trash, make sure that, like your food scraps, keep them inside in the freezer or something until trash day. Get rid of it all at once, or take it to town and drop it in one of their, you know, little trash cans.
Yeah, you don't want to be a place for food.
Okay.
Like us, we don't take the trash out until it's trash day. If we got scraps, like she's saying, we freeze it until trash day. We don't have pets, so but our neighbors do. They're barking every night. I mean, our neighbors don't know really. How's the dogs barking at night? Noise.
Oh man, last night while me and my friend was sitting out there, seemed like almost a lot of dogs in town, all around. You know, they were going crazy for a little while.
Yeah, a lot of times they try to warn the homeowner, but when people don't listen, they're themselves out there. The dogs come up missing because the Bigfoots can see that nobody's coming out to get them, and they'll walk right up to them, pick them up, and take them.
Yeah, or they're hollering at them, "Shut up!" But a dog doesn't just bark for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all those dogs who are barking, they're trying to warn the entire community.
Yeah.
We used to have this one dog, and if you talk to it, it would try to talk back to you, you know.
Yeah.
But it was making weird, you know. And one night, I was laying, I didn't bring him in, but he stayed out there all night. But I guess something was talking to him because he was talking back to whatever was out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way he would make that noise if you try to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe mimicking
you.
Yeah, your voice or something to it.
Because my brother-in-law, he used to like to come over here and talk to it. You know, it'd be making that noise. Weird noise.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what he was doing that night. That night, after all night, got to bring him in.
Yeah, something was out there.
Yeah.
Well, let us play this video real fast. It, I think it's about 15 minutes.
Okay.
We're going to let people see what we're talking about in those areas real fast. Okay, hang with us. We'll be right. I mean, it'll be on the screen, so I mean, we'll still be here, but we're going to show it on the screen, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I called you because I've seen your videos on YouTube, and plus we've known each other ever since we was little kids, and I just needed your more like confirmation, you know, that there were something in the area. So that's why I got a hold of you quick as I could, because I've got kids here, you know, and I'm not trying to let anything get to them or whatever, you know, whatever it takes. It would be towards the west of where my front porch is. And my neighbor, I guess it would be in my neighbor's backyard, maybe. It was, I can't remember when it happened. It was back in the summer, and we were sitting out here, and all of a sudden we heard one big branch break, and you know with something, you know, a branch breaks, and you think it's just gonna be that one, and then about 5 minutes later there was a second branch break, and that was behind my neighbor's house to the west of my front porch. We weren't gonna go investigate. That same night, further down the ways, there was a tree knock that we had heard. Back during the summer, whenever the kids would swim in the pool, my ex-girlfriend now, she was swimming with the kids, and she had noticed a tall figure, shadow-looking thing, and every time she looked up, it would pull his head back, you know, like it would hide from her. That it noticed her looking, and that would happen every time she looked over there. And so my backyard was starting to look like a jungle, so I was wanting to. Well, I hired a friend of mine to come and cut all the branches, brushes, everything he could get cut out of there. I wasn't trying to make it look like a hiding spot for anything. So he's doing a pretty good job at cutting it all down, and he's almost through now. It was an incident when they were behind the pool swimming, and they could hear something walking around in the alleyway back there, walking on branches and stuff. We had a spook house behind my house, and we used pallets for a maze. And behind my house is towards the east, and my friend had heard it first. He heard something calling him, you know, calling his name. And we were all hiding, you know, because we were doing our jump scares and stuff like that. And so we were all trying to be quiet. But something else wasn't trying to be quiet. They was calling him, you know. And then a little bit after that, I went to the spot I was hiding at, and behind me, which would be on the south side of my house, I could hear like little kids behind me, you know. I didn't ever see anything because behind me, you know, the house was empty at that time. My neighbor's house was empty, and all the people that were there, you know, it wasn't them because they were coming down this haunted trail. backyard, and we both heard what was like a growl, you know. It wasn't like a dog growl, it was different, you know. And it wasn't coming like from the ground area, it was coming from higher up. And it kind of spooked us a little bit, but we stayed back there because I had a big fire going. Yeah, walking towards there's a little bridge over there, and it was walking towards that way. And this body size was like maybe two large men, people size, you know. Yeah, it wasn't a skinny guy because you could tell somebody's skinny, but this one had more body weight, I guess, mass to his body or whatever. It had a different movement to his how he was walking, you know, like longer arms, you know. You could see the arms moving back and forth, and his arms looked real long. Whenever y'all showed up, we walked down there towards that bridge area and then to that open field, and we seen some areas that looked like, you know, could have been blinds that he was using, and I had noticed a branch in one of the trees the branch was wrapped around a tree, which didn't look natural, you know.
That branch is brought down so they can see right through here. They built one giant blind to watch this entire corner where kids are.
I want to get behind this one.
There's an alarm. That one's resting up in there. It's been placed in there.
On Wednesdays over there in that area, the kids go over and play volleyball or kickball, and they're usually loud, you know, real loud. I can hear them over here when I'm sitting on my porch, and like they're having, they're probably having a real good time, you know, playing. And to me, it looked like there was some branches that were kind of pulled down and stuff like that to make the hiding spot for one of those things. My sister had encountered one of them over there by the green box on the last street here in town.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to Broken Bow to pick up her husband, and he had gotten off of work and he got dropped off over there in Broken Bow, and she was going down there to pick him up, and her and her son had just left out, and they got down the road on this Choctaw Street, and going around on they hit the dirt road and was come by the green boxes, and she said there was a big, tall, hairy man standing on the side of the road, you know. Said it wasn't no man though. Here in Wright City.
And we're here because a local homeowner asked us to come check it out because I witnessed the predators lurking around the children, around the homes, peeking around the corner of the homes, peeking over the swimming pool.
There's a pathway through there where they're coming and going.
You want to take the camera here?
Okay. But this is a big bow right here.
Oh, wow. Is that ever? Can you take a picture of this? This is a little kid's toy shoved right there.
I got it.
Should I pull it out of there?
No, I got it. Little Tonka truck.
Mm-hmm. This is recently pushed over.
The trail goes out that way.
And right here, look, you stand and watch this whole family right here.
Oh yeah.
They'll play football or stuff like that, even softball, you know. They'll be over there playing just about, usually in the evening time.
Pull that out of there so no little kids sneak down past to get them.
Let's make our way back up. Little claws.
Right here, see this one? Okay.
Those are pulled down over there.
You can watch that Family Life Center from here too.
Yeah.
Oh, we're having fun in here. Here's another one.
Oh, there's one too. Oop. Sorry. Good catch.
Another ball.
Some raccoon.
Okay, we're back at the little bridge.
Okay. Yep. I hit the bridge. And you may have to go up that way.
Little bicycle here.
Something's been traveling through here.
Oh, yeah, I got some solar lights that I put around the house, and I'm going to add some more. And I'm just, and I'm going to put some cameras back there. I've got those ordered. They're solar activated cameras.
Are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you able to watch the stream, or could you have seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So right now we know that there's a problem there.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to make it down there as soon as we can get down there and we want to do another scout with you, but go out further, drive around and see what else is in the area.
Yeah, further out of town.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And if we can, the people who do know or have those stories, if we could also try to maybe,
Meet up with them.
have a meeting, kind of together. So it's better when you have the same kind of mind people who know.
Yeah.
So that we can all have a serious talk and even the people who might want to know or are curious, but not the people who's going to say, what was being said that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need people who want to know or want to learn, and even people who just want to help out.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to be educated, I guess.
Sure do, because this is nothing to scoff at or laugh about. Because just like you, this involves our children, even our grandparents, even the elderly, even the kids that are not ours. They need to know too.
Pets.
Pets also, yeah. And like you said,
Yeah, that one guy.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that. I mean, just like you're saying, even the strays are disappearing, so it's getting more serious.
Yeah, whenever the strays are gone, what they going to feed on next?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Are
Like
there,
that guy. Yeah. Do you believe in this stuff? Do you believe in this stuff? I believe in what my eyes seen and what my ears heard.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen it.
what your dad said, and
Yeah. And what my sister had told me too.
yeah. And Jerry, you've known him all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we
I
know
gonna mention our age.
yeah, and we know you as someone who's not gonna be playing with this, joking around about something like this.
No, when it started happening in the yard, man, it basically hit home.
Yeah.
And I'm out to protect mine.
Well,
And then whoever else I have to.
very proud of you for not looking the other way, because there's a lot of people, even with all that evidence, would just blow it off or pretend it was nothing and not try to take all the steps that you're taking. We're very, very grateful that you're doing that.
So we're gonna let you go, and we're gonna
see if there's any questions.
they're just everybody's listening.
Okay.
But we want to thank you for all this information. This is going to help a lot more people. And I'm going to send this out to a couple more Choctaws in the area just to let them know. And even when we stopped at Rattan and talked to that person that we mentioned when we came through.
Yeah.
We took some quick photos over there, and they've got bows, and we actually got one picture of a Bigfoot that was looking around a tree, a small one, but they have them too. But there's people, even if they see the bows and the pull downs, they're still a little bit in denial. We gotta convince more people. We don't want them finding out for themselves out there at nighttime.
And you're a well-respected person, so it will help a lot that you're willing to also let people know what's up.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, I plan on getting with the mayor real soon.
Good. And also, you could give him the book, or if we're in the area next time, we could give him a book. But the more people that know, especially in those figures, those authoritative figures, the more people who know, the safer your whole community will be.
Give him the link to this to this episode tonight, because that's his area.
Yeah.
I'll whenever you're coming in, let me know, and I'll see if we can get a sit down with the mayor.
Good.
Oh, wow,
good.
that'd be
That
amazing.
would be something. That would be great. Great.
Okay.
So I don't see any questions or anything. So we'd like to close with a prayer with you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Father, we thank you for this dear friend. We thank you for his integrity and for his courage and his honesty and his willingness to let people know what's going on. We thank you for his love for his family, and that we thank you, Lord, that you kept him protected so far, and we pray that you continue to do so as we get a handle on this situation, Lord. He cares about his community. He cares about his family, his neighbors, his friends. And even though he doesn't know in this area, Lord, we pray that you will open the ears of the mayor and that you will just let him receive the information, and that you will clear the path before us for anyone else that we need to talk to in the area, so that it is absolutely undeniable, and that there will be more willing hands to help, Father. We thank you for your protection over this stream, over us, over the viewers. And thank you for letting us have a broadcast that didn't have a bunch of interference, Lord. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to the viewers in just a second, but again, we want to thank you, and we're going to be staying with you on this, and we're going to see you as soon as we can get there.
Okay.
We'll give you a heads up.
Yeah, we'll give you a heads up.
All right.
All right, have a good night, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Good night.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay, and for the viewers, we'd like to thank you also for being with us. This is a local problem, not just in our area, but in the surrounding areas. And just like the DVD and the Facebook channel, Antlers and surrounding areas. These are Choctaw people. Good friends, people we've known. Well, I've known some of these people all my life. We went to the same church camps, Indian missions. We prayed together. We played together. So this is a serious matter for us, and we want to thank everyone who joined us tonight to listen in. For us, this is home, but this is also people in our area who don't know. Some of them don't know that we've just got to get to more people, to have more people understand what's going on. We don't want people to come up missing. We don't want pets coming up missing. We don't want people scared. We want to push these things out of our areas, and if we have to, get rid of them. The title, this is in the Oklahoma area, Thunder Ray. This is in the Oklahoma area. The title is, the place is in the title. Just read the title. But we want to thank everybody. Oh, and Cubinator, thank you so much. We did see the super chats. We just, where we're in the interview and we couldn't acknowledge that, but thank you very much, Cubinator. Appreciate it so much. Scott's live, he's here. Elastic Machinery, Thunder Ray, you're a new name, so welcome. If you're a good person, welcome. And let's see, Jeremy Wilson is here. Good to see you, Jeremy. Night Stars is here. Elastic Machinery. There's Graybeard again. Looks like Lyrical Jazzy's having a problem. She had to go out. Let me hit your super chat. Thank you again, Cubinator. Hey, Shade Viking here. The Shade is here.
He's got to say that.
I gotta say it. There's another super chat and another super chat. Thank you so much, Cubinator. And for the viewers out there, if you're new here, we want to thank you for being here, and thank you for, and even if you caused problems to other channels or something, we're just thankful that you didn't cause problems here. Everyone's here to learn. We're sharing the information. It's important information. And we just like to, even the people who do cause problems other places, we want to thank you for not causing a problem here or distracting from the information that everyone is sharing. We're trying to help each other. So a couple of miles from me, 2 have been seen in the warehouse here. Okay, you are from the WRIGHT City area. He's from WRIGHT City.
Okay.
Okay, Thunder Ray, thank you for
All
being
the way
here.
around there.
Yeah, and if you just got here, watch replay it. There's a lot of places around the WRIGHT City area. We're going to try to be back in that area as soon as we can to do another drive around, just to see what else is going on and where it's going around. We got some friends in that area. We want to talk to them and let them know that we're going to have to get together. We're going to have to come together on this. We just have to depend on each other. There's too much going on, and these things are comfortable, and they're going through the neighborhoods. They're taking pets, as you heard, ripping some pets in half, and we don't want that. So we're going to have to all get together. If the guest who was on tonight, if he knows you, we're going to mention your name tonight, or maybe he'll be able to see that you commented, and he may know you. And if he does, then we would like to get get together with you, so we can all have a serious talk about what's going on. Other Choctaws in this area, they're going to get this stream. They're going through the same thing. We got neighbors who are Choctaws. We got neighbors who are not Choctaws going through the same thing. So we all need to come together on this, especially in our areas. We got to take care of home first. So Bob is here. Good to see you, Bob. Bob, he's been cutting wood and get some things ready for the winter, and he just got in. Bob, if you get a chance, watch this replay again. It's a lot of important information. These things are happening in towns, small towns, which most of Oklahoma is a bunch of small towns, but every place we've been to, the Antlers, Clayton, Finley,
Not one exception.
Challahena, Hugo, Clayton, all these places, WRIGHT City, Broken Bow, Smithfield.
And it's not just Oklahoma. Every state we've been to has been the same way.
Yeah, every state that we went to. Also, tomorrow night, we're going to have another stream. Hopefully we can get one of the guest brothers to join us tomorrow. But if not, we're going to talk about the track in Smithfield. Sunday night, we're also going to have another stream on another place that's really close that we talked about earlier. I had a family reunion. We got to do a scout in that area, and we're going to show you what's going on also. A few of y'all on the Patreon members, check your links, because we did put those videos on the Patreon members, because you get to see those videos first before we get to air them and stream them. We get those done first, and you get to see them at least. Oh, I'm sorry, I got this thing on. At least you get to see those videos 4 to a week before everyone else.
I didn't mean that.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow night, we're going to Smithfield and show you what we found there. We met a friend through we was doing what's it when you sell?
Or like a vending?
A vending. We did a vending in Tulsa and met a woman there, and she asked us to come down and look at her area. We did that, and then she was talking about family reunion and asking if we could come and help out with that. That time arrived. Oh, Scott Slav. Thank you so much, Scott Slav.
Thank you, Scott.
It means a lot.
Helps a lot.
It helps a lot.
Means a lot and helps a lot. Thank
And so she asked us to come down and help her family understand what's going on in that area so that they could be safer. And we did that. And tomorrow night, we're going to be showing what we did in Smithfield. And the night after that, our family reunion. We have that, so we're going to show that on Sunday night also. So make sure you're here with us. Join us. It's a lot of important information that we need everyone to learn. We're showing you what's out there. We're showing you where to find it. We just need you listening and learning. It will help you. It will help your family.
Yeah, hit like if you haven't done that already. There's a lot of people that aren't in the chat, but you can still hit like. It's usually just the people in chat that I think are hitting like. But if more we do that, our channel will get recommended more and roll up more. It'll help the algorithm. More people can see this information because all this is in a town near you.
It is. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone, we're going to have Going to Smithfield. But the title is called Warrior Family Training by the Fire. And you'll understand what we're talking about. And then Sunday night is called The Warrior's Home, because that's when my family all came back home for a reunion. And we're going to share with you that information and where we went, what we found. And you're going to get to hear some voices, one or two stories of the past. But my family knows what's going on. My family, the entire family knows, and we had the opportunity to teach our young cousins. Some of our cousins asked us to teach the children what to look for. So you'll get to see that also Sunday night. But don't forget, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone, we're going to Smithfield. It's not far from Broken Bow. The same things are going on, but we're going to show you some oddities that a lot of people don't see unless you've been with the channel for a while.
And if you haven't seen those, go back and look at those. We've got several live streams and videos from Broken Bow as well. Another infested area.
Okay, so everyone have a great night.
Thank you to the moderators.
Thank you, moderators, and thank you to the viewers for listening. And we really do appreciate it. So everyone have a great night, warriors, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time Zone. So good night, warriors.
Right.
So beautiful.
Are we moving?
So weird. The effect's not quite the same on film. So we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. You'll say a prayer.